I'm going to start today with something very special indeed. We're fairly well used to big families here in Ireland, but I want to talk about the Willis clan from Nashville in Tennessee. Mum and Dad, that's Brenda and Toby, but they have 12 children. And let me tell you their names. There's Jessica, Jeremiah, Jennifer, Jeanette, Jackson, Jedi, Jasmine, Juliet, Jimmy, Joyanna, Jagar and Jada. And in fact, not only are they a modern-day Von Trapp family who won through to the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent, but they're also the stars of their own American TV reality show. Well, they've been touring Ireland now for about a month, and they've 2 gigs left here in Northern Ireland. They'll be playing in the Armagh City Hotel tonight, and they'll be in the Glassworks in Derry tomorrow night. 3 of the family have dropped by the studio this afternoon. We'll have a chat to the 3 of them shortly. But first, let's hear what they sound like. So with What Can I Say, this is Jeremiah, Jennifer and Jeanette, just a selection of the Willis family.
Been the girl that sometimes seemed it always hurt. Standing here before you, never felt this bad. Thinking of the things I've said, I wish I never had. What can I say? I'm afraid I've already said it all. What can I do? Take it back for you and rewrite every love song that I play. Save it for a moment like today. What can I say? What can I say? You think it's ironic? Go ahead and laugh. Situation's funny when it's not in your behalf. Talk about confusing, nothing's making sense, except that I'm a fool on the wrong side of the fence. What can I say? I'm afraid I've already said it all. What can I do? Take it back for you and rewrite every love song that I play. Save it for a moment like today. What can I say? What can I say? Not like you deserve. I know I have to tell you, and I'm working up the nerve. Nothing can explain you. I'm perfectly betrayed. I give my best attempt if I could only find a way. What can I say? I'm afraid I've already said it all. What can I do? Take it back for you. Rewrite every love song that I play. Save it for a moment like today. What can I say? What can I say? Say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it, I love it. It's lovely meeting the 3 of you, but you know something? I'm so disappointed that you're not all here.
Well, I don't think we
fit
could all
in the room.
fit.
You would have, I would have made sure you felt. Where is everybody else?
They're at the Armagh City Hotel.
Where you're playing tonight.
Yeah, we're playing
Yeah.
tonight. They're kind of getting prepped and kind of resting up for the show tonight.
All 14 of you. You all travel en masse, yes?
Well, yes, actually 13 out of 14 of us are here. Our oldest sister, Jessica, she used to travel with us in the band as well, but she has since taken on songwriting full-time, so she's back in Nashville doing that. And it's very hard to be on tour full-time and also be a songwriter because in order to be a songwriter, you kind of have to have a lot of headspace and to let the creativity flow. And last year, she was on tour with us, and she only wrote 30 songs that year. And I guess to some people, that'd be like, oh, that's a lot. But for a songwriter who normally writes 1 to 2 songs a day, that was just unacceptable. So so she's taken on songwriting full time.
Right, so there's just the 13 of you now.
Just
travelling
The
on.
13 of us now. Yeah.
My goodness gracious me. How's the trip been to Ireland this time?
Oh, it's been amazing. We've been to Ireland many, many times, but I think every time we come, it just gets better. I don't know how.
What
it's
is the
possible,
Irish
but-
connection?
So my mom's side of the family comes from Ireland, from County Mayo, a little town called Swinford
Yeah.
is where our family
Yeah.
comes from. And my mom was born in the States, as were all of us kids. But we just love staying connected with our Irish roots. We love the Irish music and the Irish dance and the whole culture that you guys have, the way it connects multi-generational involvement with all the arts and stuff.
So you're steeped in the whole Irish tradition, are you?
Yeah.
From birth to now.
Yeah. When I think I have a little video of Jet and I competing in our very first fesh when we were only 3 and 4 years old.
Goodness gracious, goodness gracious. And some of you are like champion dancers, are you not?
We've done a couple. We've done quite a few competitions. Mostly when we were younger, we're all regional champions in the States.
We actually started out in Irish dancing. We did some feshes and Oireachtases, nationals, All Irelands, and worlds. So Jair, I think the highest placement we have in Irish dancing, Jair got 7th at the worlds.
We also placed second at the worlds. In
that's right, in a drama, dance drama.
drama competition.
But we also took on swing dancing, West Coast swing dancing, and we have 4 national champions in our family. So Jenny won't say it because she's one of them, but it's a lot of fun as well.
So how did the whole music thing start? Like you had one, the mum and dad had one child, then another child, and did
Yeah.
you all just sort of
They grew
get
their own
together?
band.
They grew their own band.
So my parents were both very musical, even growing up. My whole dad's side of the family, everyone was a musician, and a lot of his uncles were singers and were in a band and stuff. And my mom's side of the family as well. Her and her sister used to play guitar and sing, but not really professionally, just like in church and things like that. And so when they got married, music was just a big part of their life. And so we grew up around music constantly. I don't even remember my very first concert that I went to because I was so small. But yeah, our parents, they always had instruments in the house. They had so many CDs and records and tapes. And they would take us to concerts and everything. And it just, I don't know, our parents loved music so much. They didn't want to kill the creativity or push it onto us kids. So they never made us take lessons or anything like that. It was just, like I said, music was around the house so much. We fell in love with music and wanted to be a
And do
part.
you all still live in the one house?
11 out of us, out of the 12 do. Our oldest sister, Jessica, is living in Nashville.
Okay.
We live just outside of Nashville. She's living in the city and doing songwriting full time.
And do you all have your own bed in your own bedroom?
We don't have our own bedrooms. No. See, the thing
We
is,
share,
we
You share.
share bedrooms. The thing is we're on tour so much. We were on tour for 9 months last year, so our bus is more of like our home.
And we do each
have
have
a
our
tour.
own bunk
Bed
in our
at
bus.
the
Yes,
bus. At the
yes.
bus.
I guess it's more foreign than people would be used to nowadays. But that's the only way that we know it is just being all together, and we do like it. We do manage to get on each other's nerves every once in a while, like
Well,
anyone
yeah, I would
would.
talk about that. Yes, siblings. Can you all just interact and act with each other?
Yeah,
Any
we-
problems along the way?
Well,
Absolutely.
we are really close to each other and we get on real well. Even with your best friend, you have, fights every once in a while. But I think growing up, not only, as siblings so close, but also as partners in a business and in a band, it's kind of taught us to really grow up quickly and to be mature when it comes to issues when we disagree on things. And instead of just, being like, fine, I'm not talking to you or
Yeah.
whatever, to really work out your issues. And it really does. It makes such a big difference.
Is there a sort of Christian ethos to all that you do?
Yeah, well, yes, we are Christians, and we don't market ourselves as a Christian band. Although in certain songs and on albums, you'll hear a little bit of that
Yes.
come through. But we don't. Like I said, we don't market ourselves as a Christian band. We just, try to live by those moral standards, and
It definitely
yeah.
is the reason why we're able to do what
Absolutely,
we do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have that common goal, higher up goal, it'd be easy to let the little differences really
Separate us,
Separate
yeah.
us. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Who's the youngest? What age is the youngest?
The youngest is 5, Jada, and then our oldest sister, Jess, is 24.
My goodness. For
Everything in between.
Yeah.
So I presume you've been often referred to and compared to the Von Trapp family.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because we have Irish roots, people call us the O-Traps. But
Yep.
but yeah, we've been big fans of the Von Trapp family for many years.
Didn't you
And
do a Von Trapp thing though?
did.
We
Yeah.
did, yeah. So a couple years back, in the States, they had like this little competition on one of the American TV shows that
Called The
was
Today Show.
Yeah, the Today Show, and it was looking for a modern Sound of Music family, is what they said. And so we weren't going to do it, and then one of our friends like, oh, you should just try out.
Like,
and you
okay.
had to do a song from the Sound of Music. So like, okay. So we actually worked up a couple songs because, I mean, it's great. That's such a great musical. So we worked up a couple songs, and we ended up winning the competition.
Really?
And then the producers from America's Got Talent saw us on that little show. And so they're like, oh, you got to come and compete on America's Got Talent. So the first song that we auditioned with on America's Got Talent was a Sound of Music song.
And that
Goodness.
song really opened up so much for us. It got over 7 million views on YouTube, so it kind of went viral. And we were like, "Hey!" So now we keep it in our sets and we do it on
Yeah,
stage.
we
It's
do it,
really,
yeah.
it's really fun.
And you got to the quarterfinals of America's Got
We
Talent,
did,
you?
yeah. Yeah, which means we got to go to the live rounds and play on Radio City Music Hall in New York, which was so fun.
That was really cool.
Tell me about the reality television show that you're involved in as well.
So yes, we have a reality TV show on TLC. The second season just finished airing in the U.S. and will be coming here to Ireland in the next couple months. And it just follows us around, and when we're at home, when we're on the road. And I can't give too much away, but definitely explores all the good and bads, the pros and cons of being in a family band and working
Well,
together.
what did you think of that when they said we're going to put television cameras into all the rooms in your house and we're just going to follow you
Well, it's not
24 hours a day?
Well, it's not as scary as it sounds. In some ways, yeah, some kids more than others, different members of the family like the cameras, and it's okay, and some do not. I was one that was like, I don't want a picture taken of myself, and it took a while to get used to, but it is, I guess the biggest thing is your perspective on it. It's a huge opportunity. You have a really big platform and lots of exposure to say something good, or whatever. Just share your message.
Yeah, but
share
you
your
know
lifestyle.
well, that these reality shows, they want to see the dirt in the family. They want to
very
see
much
the
so,
dirty
yeah.
washing and all.
Yes.
Right. And the biggest thing is if there is a lot of, dirty laundry that you're
gonna come
hiding,
out.
it is going to come out. But if you're open about your weaknesses and the things you're struggling with, and you're honest with yourself and the people around you and with, on the show.
It's very relatable.
Yeah, it's
actually.
very relatable, and it can actually help somebody else who's watching the show who's going through something similar.
But you can't be yourself. You know there's a camera looking at me in that corner.
Well,
it makes-
actually, after 2 years of doing that, you get to the point where you are absolutely being yourself.
It's not the camera that you're thinking of. It's either the person behind the camera, that's operating the camera, or it's all the people that you're going to be able to reach through something. And it's different to have that perspective on it, but it really is what it is. You're not looking at a camera. You're looking at all the people that are going to be looking through the camera lens.
Yeah.
And so having that perspective is very important. At least it has been for me, definitely.
And it's been a huge, we do music as a family, but music is not really what we're pushing. It's the family values and being able to work together as a team, because you don't see a lot of families work together nowadays, because everyone's trying to be their own, do their own thing, or they can't stand each other, but when you do have a really strong connection with your family, when you do, have a lot in common and stuff, it's amazing what you can accomplish with your
So
family.
music is just a vehicle for sending out that
Fascinating,
message.
girls, fascinating. Tell me this, why did your mum and dad decide that you would all have names beginning with the letter J?
Well, at the beginning they didn't set out to do that. The first 4 kids just happened to be named with the letter J. So they just loved the name Jessica. That's our oldest sister. And then they were going to name all the boys the prophets in the Bible. Jeremiah was just the first one they happened to pick. They loved the name Jenny, and then they named Jeanette after my dad's
So
mother.
they then went from the Bible to Star Wars.
Well, his
Jedediah
name is
is from the
Jedediah.
Bible.
Oh,
not one
his
of the
full name is
prophets. His full
Jedediah.
name is
Oh.
Jedediah. Jedi is his nickname.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, we got to the 5th kid, and they had already had 4 J's, and they said, it was going to be a boy, and they said, should we stick with the prophets, or should we just stick with the J's? And so they decided to stick with the J's with the 5th kid, so they named him Jackson, like Jackson 5, because we're a big musical family and stuff, so anyway.
Classic.
And then it was J's ever since.
What happens when the mailman comes and he's got a letter for J. Willis?
It gets passed around a whole lot.
Oh, no, that's not for me. Look at
Yeah,
me.
you, you have to open it first to
Everyone
find out if it's
ends
not
up
for you.
reading everyone reads the mail.
Look, it's a joy talking to the three of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Jeremiah never shut his mouth throughout the entire interview.
We figured out what it is. We went down to Blarney in Cork.
Well, he obviously didn't kiss the stone.
No, that's
He
the thing.
kissed
He
it
kissed it
twice.
twice.
I
So
think
it's like
it reversed
Yeah,
it.
when you kiss it twice, you go
You
mute
kiss it
all
once.
together.
Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
so
us.
much.
It's
Yeah,
been a
thanks for
joy.
having us.
It's been a joy talking to the three of you, I have to say. Don't forget, they're in the Armagh City Hotel tonight and Glassworks in Derry tomorrow night. And then we'll see you when you're back again in another month.
Definitely.
Sounds great.
Thanks
Thanks
very
so
much.
much for having us.
You're more than welcome.